Strategy formulation. Before we begin, let me apologize for the delay in this video. I wasn't keeping too well, hence the delay. I'm hoping that this won't happen again. Since we have already gone through the last 6 videos, and now you know your strategic position and your business goals, this is time to plan your actual strategy. With the level of uncertainty we see today, more people are asking, how can you develop a strategy in a world that keeps changing so fast? They're afraid that a set of rigid principles will restrict their ability to react quickly. And I'll tell you that it is precisely at such times that you need a strategy. As said earlier, a vision without a strategy remains an illusion. In this video, I'll be talking about 27 different business strategies, depending on your internal and external assessment and your strategic potential, which we found in 4th video in the series. This is Priyanka Baya, business and strategy expert, helping businesses grow in a sustainable way. In 4th video on finding your strategic potential, we had seen how to find your position in the competitive environment. Since you already know your position in the industry, you know your strengths and weaknesses. You also understand new opportunities and risk factors. So let's look at the various directions you can go. So this may sound a little complex, but I'm trying to simplify the process by giving a very structured step-by-step process. You just follow one step at a time and move on to the next one. You will find your strategy at the end of it. Also, as usual, you can download the entire framework in a PDF form from the link given below in the description box. So now there are 3 steps to finalize your strategy. Step number 1, find your strategic priority. There are 3 different priorities and you need to understand which one is right for you. Renew, reformulate, and regenerate. Step number 2, select a strategic direction. There are 7 different directions you can go depending on your strategic priority. Step number 3, identify your basic business strategy. Based on your strategic direction, you can evaluate 27 different strategies and pick up the ones which are suitable for your business. Let's start with the step number 1. Number 1, identify your strategic priority. As mentioned, there are 3 different priorities you need to choose from. Renew, reformulate, and regenerate. If you're in the 4th, 7th, or 8th quadrant, you're in a very strong position and growing very well. But to maintain that advantage, you need to think about constantly renewing your business. So think about these things. How can the business leverage existing capabilities to maximize opportunities in the current markets? What are the risks and potential returns of high growth? What level of investments is required? Number 2, reformulate. If you're in the 1st, 5th, and 9th quadrant, the business is doing okay, and you need to see how you can do better in your business. So how does the business strengthen internal strengths and identify new opportunities? Does the business have a long-term future? Should you begin liquidating its assets while the business is still relatively strong? Number 3, regenerate. If you are in the 2nd, 3rd, and 6th quadrant, this is really a difficult phase for your business. So you'll have to see how you can regenerate your business. How does the business with weak capabilities and an unattractive market improve its position? What are the alternatives to selling the business or its assets? What level of investments is needed to significantly reposition the business? Typically, all the businesses go through different phases, and depending upon a situation at any given time, they may be planning their strategies differently. You may make improvements to your products or services. You may identify new opportunities, or you expand in new territories, or at times you're shutting down few verticals. It's always a journey. Let me share an interesting story about Marriott, JW Marriott, well-known chain of hotels. How they have used different strategies at different times in their business. So in 1927, J. Willard Marriott and his wife Alice, they invested $500 of their savings into a soft drink stand called the Shoppy. The soft drink sold well during the hot summer months, but the business needed a boost during the winter. So the Marriotts added tacos and tamales to their menu. Later, Marriott noticed his customers buying snacks to take on airplanes. This new opportunity became another chance to expand, and Marriott branched out into in-flight catering in 1937. In the 1940s, Marriott opened 5 new restaurants. In 1955, he entered the hospital food service market, and in 1957, he opened the first hotel in Virginia. The founder's son, Bill Marriott Jr., became president in 1964, and he began to grow the business rapidly through acquisitions, creating new ventures and international expansion. He followed his father's strategy of leveraging existing experience with new market opportunities. In the 1980s, Marriott expanded through internal funding rather than through franchisee like most of its competitors. They built hotels and then sold them while preserving the rights to manage the facility. But in the early 90s, the strategy was threatened because of changes in tax laws. And the company was left with a $3.4 billion debt and limited potential for expansion. To regenerate the company, Bill Marriott conceived a plan to divide Marriott Corp into 2 separate publicly traded companies. One company that would own hotel properties and another that would manage them. The decision was initially controversial, mainly because 2/3 of the debt was assigned to Host Marriott, which owned the properties. However, both companies went on to post strong earnings. So despite differences in management styles, the 2 Marriott's business strategies were similar. The strategies not only logically extended their business activities, but also responded to changing environmental forces and new opportunities. So you can see so many different strategies at different point of time for the same business. Now let's see how to select your strategic direction depending on your strategic priority. So step number 2, selecting the strategic direction. The strategic direction is basically a group of basic business strategies that are appropriate in terms of the organization's strategic potential. The 7 groups contain the 27 different business strategies. This step begins the process of considering possible strategies that will support the management future vision. Before we begin, it's important to note that all the businesses can choose innovation as a strategic direction. This is applicable to everybody. Innovation strategies are generally out of the box, maybe creating a whole new market or developing a strategic alliance with a competitor, and sometimes may also be out of your reach. But then risk-taking is what you need for innovation. So let's look at all the 7 directions and different strategies in those directions. Strategic direction number 1, exploit trends in existing markets. The first and most aggressive strategic direction is for those businesses who can fully exploit the strength of their company in their existing markets. In this situation, it is clear that business has relative competitive strength and competes in a very attractive industry. So you will want to capitalize on those advantages and aggressively invest more money in the company, capture more market share, and continue to grow. The options can be various. So number 1, market more aggressively to build share. You can increase promotion or intensify your marketing efforts with new advertising or an expanded sales force. You can reduce prices to stimulate sales. Basically, do whatever it takes to gain more market share and then dominate the market. For example, Facebook has been aggressively marketing in India on TV, internet, billboards all over to capture as much market share as they can. Number 2, build barriers to entry. Discourage small and potential competitors from realizing profitable opportunities. Such barriers may include long-term contracts with suppliers and customers, changes in product specification, which would increase the capex requirements for new entrants, or the establishment of a very strong brand identity, or constant innovation. However, do not pursue high prices or anything else which will offend your customers or distributors. That will only invite new competitors to enter the field. For example, Zomato has such a strong identity and has grown at such a rapid pace that it's difficult for any company to outdo them. Number 3, expand the product offering. So you can broaden coverage of niches so that the competitors can see no unfilled opportunities that could ultimately lead to a strong foothold in the market. Also, you can offer a broad line of models and services in order to take full advantage of business strength. So Facebook keeps on launching new products like FB stories, Facebook ads, Facebook business suites, and so on. Strategy number 4, consolidate the industry. So acquire competitors to strengthen market position and increase operating efficiencies. Successful acquisitions may leverage brands, core competencies, or technology resulting in increased profitability. The brilliant example is Facebook acquiring WhatsApp or Instagram. Strategy number 5, expand globally. Nowadays, international expansion is available to all sizes of businesses because of improved communication and transportation. So many smaller firms are finding international marketing of their products as a natural market extension. Global expansion can take many forms, including licensing and export agreements, foreign manufacturing, joint ventures, and subsidiaries operating as new entities. This gives you the ability to distribute existing products in new markets. So a very good example would be Tesla opening India office. Strategic direction number 2, reconceive core strategy. In this direction, reconceiving a new strategy is required because the business seems to be fairly weak, but the industry seems to be in excellent health. So you must come up with some new ideas to significantly improve the business. You must compete in a new way. So you can try these options. Create new competitive advantage. Find a new way to make, distribute, or promote the product or service. For example, if everyone is focusing on one segment of customers, you can identify completely new set of customers in the same business. Think of blue ocean strategy. If strong competitors are making standard products, you can consider specialty products or services. Since the business has weak competitive condition, it requires innovative ideas to take advantage of attractive industry and market circumstances. For example, HouseJoy, which was a competitor to Urban Clap or Urban Company, realized this and pivoted to construction industry. So changing its initial model from all home-based services to very select few. Next, number 7, improve competitive advantage. Take the firm's strengths and enhance them. If customers perceive the business as a quality supplier, invest money in strengthening those perceptions. If the business has the advantage of being the lower cost supplier, you need to strengthen that aspect. For example, Tata is known for trust, and whatever Tatas do, they ensure that they are able to maintain and build on that trust. Next, number 8, overcome competitive disadvantage. If for some reason customers do not prefer the company's product or services, identify the chief relative disadvantage: a weak sales force, an inferior product, a high price, and then work to rectify that. So for companies that supply tangible goods, providing replacement options and long-term warranties can be a good way to increase customer satisfaction. Example, in the marketplace, sellers are always adjusting their prices, trying to get better reviews. Next, number 9, acquire new business skill. You can purchase a firm that is strong where the company is weak, one that has more plant capacity, perhaps or a larger, more effective sales organization, or recruit and hire people with the specialized skills necessary to strengthen the business. When it is probably too late for the company to build up the needed skills, acquiring them can be the better alternative. For example, Google's acquisition of YouTube because video content was never Google's strength, or Reliance acquisition for future group business. Strategic direction number 3, extend current approaches. So in this third direction, the business appears fairly strong, but the market and industry are mediocre. So in this scenario, you need to extend what you're already doing. This will probably mean either marketing current products in new markets or selling new products to current customers. And you can try following options. Expand into new market segments or new geographic area. So take the strength of your business and pursue new types of customers based on usage, new product applications or channels, or look for new customer demographics. Geographic expansion requires moving from a local to a regional or regional to a national operation. This is a logical progression for a well-managed company with strong management and control systems. For example, you see companies expanding into new countries all the time. Zomato started in India in 2008 and expanded into other countries like UAE, UK, Qatar, etc. in 2012. Next, number 11, forward integration. Expanding by moving downstream in the product flow. You enter your customers' businesses by acquiring either some of them or go into competition with them. So the advantages are improved economics, full control of the product, and opportunities for innovation. But this is among the riskiest of all strategic directions, as it puts the company into new markets, which is difficult to understand. This strategy also runs the risk of offending and losing current customers. Recent, doing business with a supplier who is also a competitor. This requires tremendous business strength. So if a manufacturer starts selling to end consumer by himself, eliminating distributors, that's a classic case of forward integration. Number 12, backward integration. So you add more profits to the current business by improving access to raw materials or products at an earlier stage of the value chain. So making something which you used to buy earlier, assemble what was assembled by others, paint what was painted by others, or package what was packaged by others, and so on. So like forward integration, backward integration can be accomplished through acquisition or through internal development. But it's typically a less risky path than forward integration. So for example, Swiggy is starting its own cloud kitchens or marketplaces which start selling products on their own. So Flipkart and Amazon selling products on their own is an example. Strategic direction number 4, guerrilla tactics. So in this fourth case, both the business and the environment is mediocre. So you should adopt a guerrilla strategy. This requires flexible efforts and a consideration of the long-term vision of your business. Since there is a limited potential for growth, it might seek a fresh market niche or reposition itself in a new way against a market leader. And the options can be: number 13, change industry norms. So pursue strategies that keep competitors off balance by rewriting the rules of the game. This might be a matter of altering the industry's seasonal pattern of promotional expenditure, or selling through a new channel, or offering new credit terms, or providing a new package of related services. For example, Zerodha started with 0% commission, or IDFC First Bank offering interest as high as 7% on new savings account balance. Next, number 14, adapt to the changing environment. Here, industry and environmental analysis has revealed several concerns. Perhaps a shortage of skilled labor or stricter government regulations. So, responding to these threats and opportunities with new approach would be important. The business will compete based on flexibility and response time rather than spending more money on expensive innovation or aggressive strategies. So a lot of businesses moved on to digital platforms because of COVID situation. Number 15, seek market niches. The company's weakness will not allow it to effectively compete in the larger market. So you can identify few market niche such as local deliveries, private label production, or a particular consumer group and so on, which the company can target. So these may not be big enough for larger and stronger competitors to focus on, or these may be too demanding verticals. So as a result, the business will perform in a sheltered environment, which may help to gain sufficient strength to broaden the strategy. So online grocery market is dominated by players like Big Basket. So there are many smaller businesses which are focusing on only milk delivery or fresh fruit and vegetables. Number 16, improve operating effectiveness. In situations where neither the market nor the business promises exciting new directions, correcting internal weaknesses should be the core of the strategy. Such weaknesses may include offering a higher level of service or customizing products. For example, when it comes to operational effectiveness, Toyota is at the top of this game. They have done it all to improve their operational effectiveness as compared to their American automobile companies to be in the game. Number 17, imitate the competition. It's said that imitation is the best form of flattery. It may be the best strategy also at times. When a company's market and business strength do not justify speculative investment and competitors are pursuing superior ideas simply to mimic their products, use similar packaging, provide the same kind of services, or replicate their pricing and promotion methods. So Instagram launching stories after Snapchat is a classic case of imitation. Strategic direction number 5, harvest and redeploy assets. So in this 5th direction, the business is strong, but the external environment looks very weak. This happens when a firm stays in an industry which is very, very mature for a long time. So such an assessment should prompt you to harvest the company and redeploy financial resources. So you should think of extracting funds from the company in order to spend them elsewhere on new opportunities. The options can be as follows. Number 18, exploit fast growth market segments. So even mature markets such as manufacturing or retailing, there are pockets of high growth ranging from new distribution channels to e-commerce. So a strong company can identify these segments and decide to enter them aggressively. For example, Reliance getting into retail business, since the potential of retail is huge and future of oil is not so bright. Number 19, harvest products or markets. So eliminate mature products or marginal customers. In order to maximize the return, from the current business and redeploy funds into new, more attractive markets or business opportunities. Companies may harvest some income by selectively raising prices to discourage less profitable customers. Or companies can also choose to discontinue less profitable and mature products. For example, a retailer selling his retail assets like his shop and completely focusing on e-commerce business. Next, number 20. Harvest. Stop reinvesting. Stop reinvesting in the company's current competitive strengths. You may realize that the business is stronger than the future of the market. If the company is a high quality operation, it might consider becoming just an average in its product or service quality. It could then funnel the free cash into new market opportunities. For example, telecom industry has seen cutthroat competition in India, and we all have seen declining service standards from all the operators. Next, number 21, harvest. Increase profit margins. Harvest cash from a deteriorating market situation by raising prices or cutting expenses on all products and services. Again, the purpose is to funnel the cash into fresh new businesses. For example, because of COVID, companies like Oyo Rooms to so many small businesses, they all have tried to conserve cash by reducing expenses. Number 22, diversify into related markets. This strategy applies a company's current strengths to new but related markets. For example, bicycle manufacturer might begin making exercise equipment, maybe utilizing the same brand identity or distribution system. So basically, you identify new opportunities where you can effectively use its strengths. Again, Zomato has ventured into many food-related businesses like Z Kitchen, Zomato Base, and etc. 23. Focus on new applications. Another approach when the business is facing a weak strategic potential is to find new uses for old products that do not demand much adaptation. For example, a company manufacturing household furniture starts making office and commercial furniture. Diversify into new businesses. Although the business itself is fairly strong, related market opportunities may not be as good. So funds may be better spent on new types of businesses. An industrial products manufacturer might move into manufacturing consumer products, or a restaurant developing a line of frozen foods. Another example of completely new business vertical, Alibaba venturing into complete new business like financial services. Strategic direction number 6, divest and exit. The sixth direction, the very weak business in a very weak environment usually includes only one option. Owners must sell the business, divesting themselves promptly before the value of the company erodes even further. So sell the company for as much cash as possible and then seek out new opportunities. And you can try these options. 25. Sell the business. A business without good market opportunities and without the strength to capitalize on new ventures is obviously trapped. It can only erode the company's capital. As a result, the only logical strategy is to prevent further erosion by investing capital in other businesses. Strategic direction number 7, innovate. Innovate outside industry and current business trends. The seventh option is open to any firm in any situation which is willing to innovate by identifying a totally new market or new business relationships. This category of action is shown as a box around the grid, because any firm can access it. This action may also be unrelated to the firm's current experience. This typically utilizes new technology or new partnerships. So you can try these options. Number 26, innovate, identify totally new opportunities. So most businesses were created by entrepreneurs who identify a market opportunity and created a product or service. Sometimes businesses in any of the previously discussed 6 categories may have the opportunity to grow based on changing markets or new technology. This type of innovative strategy can use technology to help a small or weaker company increase its market share. For example, a real estate business venturing into education. Next, number 27, innovate, create a new partnership, joint venture, or strategic alliance. This action can include licensing, franchising, joint marketing, overseas manufacturing, importing, or any export relationships. This can include working with suppliers, competitors, customers, or any other organizations that can create and support value creation. For example, MRF started manufacturing tires from balloons after having joint venture with an American company. So here we come to the end of this video. And as always, I'm going to share the key frameworks in a PDF, the link of which has been shared below in the description box. I hope these 27 different business strategies give you enough to think and plan about your business. Remember, the essence of strategy is choosing what not to do. Thank you for watching. I'm sure you have enjoyed watching this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.